Hello, Camino. I'm Katrina Arzaga.
I'm Kenny Estrakan.
Welcome to Season 7, Episode 14 of El Camino Reality.
This week we bring you highlights on lip sync,
Take a spring trip to Washington, D.C. and China.
give you an inside look at the Earth Day Festival,
Visit El Camino's annual cheer clinic.
and show you what happened at El Camino's Community Night. Hey Katrina, do you enjoy karaoke?
Yes, I do, but it was also fun watching people lip sync at Apocalypse Sync.
Emily Osry takes us there.
On last Friday before spring break, El Camino hosted its annual lip sync event. The senior event took place in Anderson Hall, where groups of students performed and competed in the ultimate lip syncing battle. This year, Thespians took home the trophy for first place.
I had a really great time. I'm really tired, but it was a lot of fun learning all these dances and performing them for everybody. I'm really glad people liked them. The competition was really good. K-pop was really creative, and Bad and Bougie was just wickedly talented. It was really surprising, but it felt really good to win.
I had a blast on stage. Everybody was just so accepting, and I feel so humbled that to be performing here as a drag queen at my high school.
This year's theme was Apocalypse Sync, which led the way for the four hosts to roast our senior class like there was no tomorrow.
My inspiration for Apocalypse Sync was the Britney Spears song Till the World Ends, and the fact that I love puns. With all the acts and with all student council members joining in and working on it, over 100 people have contributed to it, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of them.
I ran the show with the computer and whatnot. I helped with the videos, the slideshows. I helped with the whole spiel and stuff like that.
Writing the actual script took about 2 weeks. My favorite part had to be Roast the Host was pretty fun, even though it hurt a little bit, but it was still good.
El Camino alumni Charmer McClure was welcomed as a celebrity judge.
Thought it was really hysterical, a lot of the acts and stuff. I didn't really do a lot of senior events and stuff when I was here, so it's kind of cool getting to come back and see it in action. Overall, I definitely thought the hip-hop dancers were amazing.
Lip sync is like our last hurrah. It's like our final big moment before we graduate, so I take pride in participating in it.
Congratulations to Thespians for their win and Student Council for a successful senior event. For El Camino Reality, I'm Emily Osry.
During spring break, the U.S. history teachers and students took a trip to Washington, D.C.
Jalen Young reports.
Over spring break, 18 students in U.S. history classes took a trip to Washington, D.C. with Miss Herr, Mr. Valenzuela, and Mr. Lundgren, where they learned more about historic events and their stances on political issues.
We think it's a great opportunity for students to learn about Washington, D.C., their congressperson, and learn about politics in D.C.
My experience was more than just seeing the monuments and the Capitol building and everything, because my roommates were from 2 different states. So I got to meet people from different states and with different opinions, as well as see all the different monuments and learn about the history that I've been learning about.
My experience on the trip was really good. I met a lot of different types of people, and I really enjoyed the overall experience.
They get a sense of themselves and what it means to be either a Democrat or Republican, and they get to meet young kids from around the country who may not see eye to eye on politics.
The Washington, D.C. trip was definitely a memorable experience for teachers and students. For El Camino Reality, I'm Jalen Young.
While the history teachers and students went to D.C., another group of history students, along with Mr. Nadel, took a trip to China.
Let's take a look.
The goal of the trips is to take the kids outside the classroom. We went to places like Italy, France, and now China, and just to get them to experience some outside of the classroom and bring them out and just have a good time.
I was expecting to see a lot of diversity, but then again we have a lot of different cultures here in America, so it wasn't much of a difference for me.
We got to walk around and see a lot of the sites, and we got to interact with the people. And we actually got to go to a Chinese school and interact with the students and learn about their curriculum and what they're learning.
Well, we climbed the Great Wall of China, and we visited some really cool factories that made pearls, jade, and also silk. And then
we also went to a ton of really cool temples.
The main thing we wanted to do is just experience the culture, experience the people, and get educated in things that we hadn't seen before.
Video Journal Great Wall. That's what it is. That doesn't even need a number. It's Video Journal Great Wall. Okay? Walk in. You know how we do. 4,000. Unfortunately, we are not the highlight of this video. That is right there.
I would definitely go again. I think maybe a few years would pass, but I think the next stop in Asia would be Japan.
The Earth was deeply appreciated through art and poetry by El Camino students at a festival held in Anderson Hall.
Del Schroet tells us more.
The annual Earth Day Festival held last Friday taught El Camino about the importance of taking care of our planet and how it works. Students presented their artwork and poetry to send their message in a creative and interesting way.
Some topics that are really important were about really saving the Earth and how much the environment matters.
I want the students to be able to get a chance to see their fellow students' work, not only visually but also represented through poetry and writing, and to be able to see that also their peers have a voice and have an opinion and have a chance to make a change.
Most of us are very concerned about what the planet will be like by the time your children arrive. If we continue on the path we're on, the world will become such a toxic environment that humanity will cease to exist.
My journalism teacher, Ms. Owen, brought us here because she wanted us to write an article about it because it is a really relevant issue, and I think that the El Camino Students Art Festival really helps accentuate that, getting us involved in the community.
I've brought my journalism student this period, they're Journalism 1 and Journalism 2 on 4th, because they're news writers, and this is one of the most important pieces of news of our generation, that the Earth needs to be saved, there's things to do, there needs to be awareness, so what better task for a journalist than to talk about that?
I think there needs to be an appreciation of the natural beauty, but also at some point we need to start to understand that, as I was just saying, there is only one planet, therefore it has to be something that's appreciated, understood, and valued enough that we are willing to protect it in the long run.
The Earth Day Festival was an educational and enjoyable experience for our student body, teaching us that we have to treat our home with respect. For El Camino Reality, I'm Del Schroet.
Hey Candy, should I try out for the cheer team?
Maybe you should practice at the cheer clinic.
Abigail Osry was at the event.
Every year, El Camino Real Cheer holds its annual cheer clinic, where girls of all ages get to come and be a cheerleader for a day.
We teach children from K through 12 how to cheer.
And we bring cheer to our community.
Well, I was in cheer before, but I didn't cheer at Hale because they didn't do stunts.
We teach them just the basics of stunting, so they'll do easy things at first, and then we'll try and teach them harder skills.
So today for the cheer clinic, our theme is fairies, so that's why I'm dressed as a fairy.
Well, today I'm going to be teaching some of the younger girls a dance that I've been working on, and I love working with children and I love cheer. You can feel like you're a part of the school and you're always involved in events and games and, doing things like this where you can be with the community. That's really fun.
We hope all the girls had fun, and we're looking forward to seeing some of them at tryouts. For El Camino Reality, I'm Abigail Osry.
El Camino recently held its first community night where ECR reached out to families in the area. Romy Canal gives us more insight on the event.
On April 18th, El Camino held its very first community night with a purpose to bring students, parents, and staff together.
Today we wanted to try and showcase some of the aspects of El Camino, some of their strengths, and some of the community members that we have within El Camino and also around Woodland Hills. So we have different student clubs, but we also have a driving school from here in Woodland Hills. We have a jewelry manufacturer and a number of other companies that are in the area and trying to bring everyone together.
So what I'll be doing during the event is face painting little kids' faces, which is so fun. And then also serving parents like mocktails and like drinks and making sure they're aware of everything that's happening, like yearbook, cheerleading, sports, everything that happens like in the school, because it's really important for parents to know everything that's happening.
We're here to introduce the community to El Camino Real Troa High School and remind people that not only are we part of your community, but you are our community, and we look forward to working with you together for many years to come. We are teaching, we're growing your staff. Your future leaders are going to come out of El Camino, and we're looking forward to providing it. So welcome to El Camino Real Charter High School.
Well, the first community night has been a big success for El Camino Reality and Romy Canal.
From all of us on the crew of El Camino Reality,
Stay sharp, conquistadors.
make sure to check us out on vimeo.com/El Camino Reality.